Hi, I'm Teresa Murray, the Sales and Marketing Manager for Croft Production Systems. I've been here about 2 years now, and today we're going to focus on our women in oil and gas. So I'll go ahead and kick off some introductions. Naomi, if you want to start us off.
My name is Niomi Sanchez. I'm the COO here at Croft Production Systems. I've been here for about 4.5 years.
And I'm Dorin Mozisek. I'm the account executive here at Croft, and I've been here a little over 2 years.
And I'm Charlese Sparks. I'm the proposal engineer, and I've been here for about 2.5 years.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us today, ladies. Can you briefly describe why you chose a career in the oil and gas industry?
I know personally I came from an oil and gas family, so my dad was in the oil field growing up until the crash of '86, and then he got back into the oil field, and my brother was in the oil field for years and years, so it was kind of a natural path of progression for me to take.
For myself, it just happened by chance. I have a medical background, and I was kind of getting burned out in a sense, and I was looking for a different opportunity, something different. With that being said, I found Croft.
And I guess similar to Dorin, my dad was in oil and gas always, and just sort of like a follow in the footsteps sort of thing.
So with that being said, when you guys began your careers many years ago, did you ever imagine that you would have a leadership in this organization?
Initially, probably not. I don't think I ever start a new job with the mindset of, automatically being in a leadership position. But over time, it just happened that way. So.
And same, I was in kind of an inside sales role before with another company, and here I started as an administrative assistant. And why I always want to work hard and try to work my way up. I never would have thought that I would be able to work my way up the way I did this quickly. It was a lot of learning, and it's been a whole lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. I think just, when you bring certain ideas into the company and just giving a shift and always progressing, then it just sort of like you take the lead on the next steps forward.
Mm-hmm. Describe your leadership style and how you lead others.
I think it's really important to learn the process first.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to entail getting your hands dirty.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to fix something that's not broken, but you do continuously always want to improve the process. And with that being said, you have to remember that you're not alone by doing that. You have an entire team to assist you with it. So my leadership style is more so just, taking the opinion and ideas of others and trying to mesh it together. Mm-hmm. So that way that way the process can work for all of us, not just myself.
Yeah, when you're equipped with the right tools and then you can give everyone else the same tools to get better, mm-hmm. then that helps you take that lead role, giving the examples. How does the next person need to step into their position to continuously improve?
Yeah, better every day.
Yes.
So what advice did you receive early in your career that helped get you guys where you are today?
I would say just work hard, and if you don't understand something, you find a way to figure it out. You ask questions, and you dig deep on your own. You don't just depend on people to take care of things for you, and you'll eventually figure it out one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's to show up. It's not, you can show up and not be present. Mm-hmm. So I think it's important that you show up physically.
Yeah.
Yes. And be on time. That's important.
Crucial.
And to mentally as well. So I would say I took that advice from my dad, is just to show up and be there.
Absolutely. And then with that being said, do you have any advice for our listeners who may have trouble speaking up and getting more confidence in their meetings?
I think being a person that doesn't have that confidence to speak up usually, I think it's just, again, when you're equipped with the tools, if you've done your research, if you've done the hard work, just say what you know and just let that take the lead for you.
Right. Don't hesitate with what you know.
Mm-hmm. And I think just practice makes perfect. Like they say, public speaking is like the number one fear for people.
Yes.
It's going to be scary. You may screw up, and it's okay. Like, you just keep doing it. You may give a wrong answer. You may say the wrong word. The more you do it, the easier it's going to get, and you're going to get that confidence just because you know what you're talking about, you know what questions to ask, practice makes perfect, and you'll be comfortable in those meetings saying anything that needs to be said.
Mm-hmm. You learn along the way.
Mhm.
Yep.
And surround yourself with other people who have the same mindset as you,
Mm-hmm.
the same goals, the same inspirations, and then that way you can build confidence together. And having that support, I mean, I'm really nervous right now, but I have all of you.
We're all supporting you.
You're all supporting me, and I appreciate that.
So what strong female leader has inspired any of you guys?
My cousin Michelle. I stayed with her when I was 15. It was for about a year, and she really made a huge difference in my life. Just as a woman, as a mother, which is kind of funny because at the time she was a new mom, so she was having to raise me as a teenager, and she's only 11 years older, than me, but for her, she always made me feel that I could do anything I set my mind to. And even to this day, we're very, very close. She's a very strong female figure in my life.
For me, it's always been my mom, and she was always a hard worker, always had whatever job that she had, but was the best at what she did, always. And then she also stayed home for many years, and again, the best at what she did. I always say, like, if I was just half the mother that she is, I'm an amazing mother for it.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you have that person like her that says, like, no one is allowed to tell you what you can do. You're going to tell the world what you can do. And that's like incredibly inspiring my entire life, and still to this day.
Oh, I love that. That's great words of advice.
Mhm.
That's very empowering.
So for a strong female leader in my life, also like Charlese, I would say my mom. She was a public school teacher, a junior high teacher for years and years. She taught junior high kids, and that alone is a feat in itself, but she was always positive. When you're dealing with upset customers, when you're dealing with upset vendors, anything that comes your way, like, if you face it with a good attitude, you're going to make it through, and it's going to be okay.
Those are great words of advice.
And I've had the opportunity to meet Dorin's mom by chance in the Torchy's parking lot. And she was very sweet, very pleasant, and had a lot of just energy radiating from her. And so with that, I can see where Dorin gets it from. If anything, Dorin, she is always positive and very upbeat. So you can tell that comes from your mom.
Oh.
That's great. And kind of just to highlight my female leader, it has to be you, Niomi. From the day one of starting here, just your hard work, your dedication has inspired me. And that's why I've enjoyed working hand in hand with you, is because if we don't know the answer to something, we will figure it out. We will start from the bottom. We'll turn processes around. We're always trying to streamline things, make them better. And so just you showing up, giving it 100% every single day has honestly inspired me to want to grow within the company and to, grow my team. So thank you for that.
Thank you. I'm going to cry now.
I can remember in my interview, I was so because I had Niomi in my interview, and I was like, oh man. I was like, okay, she's like serious. Like, okay, she's going to be tough. I was like, I can't tell if she likes me or not. And then I ended up getting to be so close with her over the years. I'm like, but yes, you have a very strong presence. Like, I could tell just in the very first interview when I met you in person the first time.
Well, thank you. I appreciate those kind
Strong
words.
leader.
But I have a good team, again.
Yes.
So I have all of you, and I appreciate that.
Yes. Likewise, I couldn't do it without all of you guys here sitting today. I mean, we are honestly the dream team here. How can women support other women in their organizations?
I think building a strong line of communication works really well. Learning everyone's work ethics and learning their just style of what are they going to do next, or what can I provide them with that's going to help them. And just, I feel like a good thing for us as a group, we ask a question and we're like, you know what? I don't know the answer, but I'm going to figure it out for you, or let's figure this out together. And I think it just, we've built such a strong team here. We're confident in one another.
Yes.
We support each other. And that's very important because, you can have bad relationships in a workplace that don't do anything for the company. But if you build your good relationships within your team, all you're doing is just building upon that. They're building blocks right on top of each other.
I agree. I think it's really important for you to learn who you're working with, and you somewhat have to adapt. Not only do they have to adapt to you, you also have to adapt to them and adapt to each other as a team. And I think I agree with Charlese. All four of us, if we run into an issue, we problem solve together. And it's not, oh, Niomi made the mistake, or Teresa did this, or Dorin did this. It's never any of that. It's more so, hey, we found this problem, let's fix it.
Yes.
And it stays between us, because that's how we're building our team, and we're building that confidence and that respect for one another. And I think that we're secure enough within our roles and our positions and with each other to be able to talk openly to one another and say, hey, this is what we found, how do we improve it the next time?
I think that's important. Like, if it's something that has to be fixed at work, it's not a personal attack on somebody. Like, we're working together to figure this problem out. It's not an issue I have with you as a person. It's like, hey, let's figure this out. And I think another thing is, don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. You don't need that stubborn independence of, well, let me figure this out by myself and then get overwhelmed. Like, you're allowed to ask people for help to figure things out and to always be willing and open to learn. I think when you check that ego at the door, that you're not willing to change the way you've always done things or learn a new way to do things, that's what makes a team work well together and mesh well.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. So with that being said, what advice would you give the next generation of female leaders?
But I just saw this thing about the kicker for a football team. I guess, I don't know if it's high school or college. Anyway, she's a girl. And she got the winning field goal. And the coach came into the locker room and he says, she did this. Do you understand that the stress that she's under is different from a male field goal kicker, because he doesn't have the underlying fact that if she misses that kick, it's because she's a girl. And that just went through my veins.
Gives you chills.
And I was like, you know what? Like, exactly. It shouldn't. If we fail, it's because we're a girl. No, this is what you can teach.
We're human.
Future leaders, that male, female, whatever, that work hard. Just, it's not going to be because of that. It's going to be because, did you take that right path? Did you do the right thing? Did you work really hard? Did you find the correct answers? I think it's just like all part of it.
Showing up every day and putting in that work.
My advice would be for the future leaders who are going to grow up to be wives, who are going to grow up to be mothers, is that you are going to wear multiple hats. I know we were just discussing that earlier. You're going to be wearing multiple hats, not just here at work, but also at home. So I think it's really important that you learn how to balance everything. You learn how to balance work and family. Not only when you go home at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're not taking that with you. And I think that's really important because it can really drive a wedge between you, your career, and your family. So, at home, I know that if I'm in a bad mood, my entire family is in a bad mood. So that work-life balance as a leader is really, really important. And I do try to stress that. So if anyone that works with me knows that if they tell me they are going to take the day off, or they're going to go get their hair done, or whatever the case may be, I'm happy for them because I feel like they need that time off. I know we all have a life outside of Croft, and I really try to stress that out. I really try to stress that point, just because, I want them to be happy overall. So as a leader, your mental wellness, your physical wellness, it all goes together. So please take time for yourself.
That was a very good point.
No, absolutely. And piggybacking on the mother load and the COO load, you're the superwoman complex.
Yep.
You want to do it all.
Yes.
And it's about learning that
You can
you
sometimes.
can't
Yes.
sometimes.
Yes.
And giving yourself grace.
Mhm.
That's very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think my best advice would be is don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, and don't be afraid to mess up. It's how you recover from that, because if you don't make mistakes, that means you're not trying. Everyone's going to mess up. Everyone's going to make the wrong call. Everybody's going to choose the wrong choice. It happens. And when you're able to come back from that, that's how things get better. It's not the end of the world to mess up.
I agree. And that's going to require you sometimes to step outside of your comfort zone.
Mhm.
Yes. That's a very good point. I guess all I have to say is don't dim your light for anybody else. Be who you are, and the rest will come.
Yep.
But
If you shine too bright, well, put your glasses on.
Exactly. Well, on that note, ladies, I want to thank you all for joining us today, and thank you guys for watching our Croft Women in Oil and Gas.
Thank you.
Thank you.